All right, Lindsay, thank you. Now on Bounce, you know, ladies, we can spend just gobs of time trying to determine whether or not a guy is really into us. Well, we are going to help you figure it out right now, bringing back our favorite body language expert, Blanca Cobb. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Really excited.
And we're putting you on the hot seat tonight.
Okay, it's always a pleasure to have you. You know that, first of all. You look great tonight. You get red. Is that in Valentine's Day? You feeling in the mood?
Well,
red's a power color,
it's a power color, but it's also the color of attraction for men.
All right, all right.
You about to get schooled tonight. That's what she's trying to tell you.
I'm kind of excited. Let's
feeling touchy with you tonight.
Let's go. Let's roll with it. Let's go. So what do single women need to know? Let's go, Blanca.
What do they need to know is when you're examining a man to see whether he's into you, you have to look at the whole package from head to toe.
Okay.
Instead of just concentrating on facial expressions, right? You have to see whether they're turning into you.
Okay. So if they're moving in.
When they're moving in, leaning a little closer, their torso to torso, where their feet are pointing, really says a lot about what's going on in the chemistry. Men, what you'll really notice is that their eyes will dilate. And it's almost like they get really dark
they're interested.
eyes. If they're interested, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And
it happens with women also. It's just a sign of arousal.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Can men, is there anything you can do to not tip your hand if you're a man to not let those...
It's natural.
Automatically
It automatically happens.
Wow, I would have never known that.
Yes.
Do women know that?
I don't know how many women know.
So now, Delano's going to walk into a bar with sunglasses on.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Man, like I'm blind, Stevie Wonder.
Killing all the women.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, the pupils dilating. It also happens to women also.
Okay. But not as much as the men.
No,
so to
it
speak,
happens to both.
Okay.
It happens to both.
All right.
So how do you read him?
How do I read him? What version do you want? I'm just kidding.
The TV-friendly version.
This could go terribly bad for me.
So besides the, you know, turning into you, whether or not his feet are turned towards you, whether or not there's a lean, whether or not the pupils are dilating, are there any other things that you should, you know, be looking out for?
With a man, when a man really likes a woman, they can get territorial. So let's just say that both of you are fighting for my attention tonight. All right?
Okay.
So what you might do is that you would actually physically block her view of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah, I never thought about that.
It would be more natural than what I'm doing, but the point is you're trying to block the competitor.
To get the focus back on you more to say. I got you.
So it's like if you're at the bar and, you know, Delano sees someone moving in on you, so he just kind of settles up in between and it's like, can I buy you a drink sort of a thing?
That's right, and you're blocking out the other person's view.
Now, what are the warning signs to look out for?
With men, it's when their body language, or with anyone, not just men, it's when the body language doesn't match their words.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say you're really digging me, but you don't have the best intentions.
Right.
So you might say something. Let's say, "Oh, we're just going to have a couple of drinks and then I'll take you home."
Okay.
But let's say you're acting a little nervous. So your words might say one thing, but your body might indicate something different.
Okay.
Which, as a woman, I should believe what your body's telling me versus your words.
Right. Now, is that easy to pick up on? Do you have to really concentrate on that if you're a woman?
You have to pay attention.
Yes, okay.
And so with anyone that you get involved with, you want to figure out what we call in my field the baseline.
Okay.
Figure out what's normal for them, how they normally carry themselves, how do they position themselves, how do they use their voice, do they look at you, do they use their hands.
Right, okay.
This gives you a sense of what their normal is. And when there's a change from their normal, let's say you are animated when you talk, or you're very relaxed, but when you start talking about, oh, we're only going to have a couple drinks and then I'll take you home, let's say you get really stiff all of a sudden, and I see some tension in the shoulders, or in the jaw, or you don't look at me, for example, when you're saying those words, that's a cue to me that perhaps you don't mean what you're saying.
Okay, and that's a sign to kind of end the conversation, perhaps.
Be careful.
Let me
That
ask you about
means
this.
something ain't stirring the Kool-Aid.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you about this, because this thing comes into play a lot in I would imagine in bars and restaurants, the phone. Can you tell if guys are always on his phone and he's trying to talk to you, but he's always on his phone?
Distracted. Come on.
Yes.
Come on, give me a break. When you're really into someone, you want to give that person your attention. You want that person's attention. This isn't a time for distractions.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Because if they can't even give you your attention, for the time that you're at the bar or a gathering, then what are they going to be like when you're not at that place?
And vice versa, if the same thing happens, if a guy is approaching a woman and he's trying to talk to her and she's on the phone constantly, and
or talking to her girlfriend,
then that's either
so
sign she does not want to talk to you.
No.
What's the best color to wear on a date?
Red.
Red.
Absolutely
For
red.
women, is that just for women, or are you talking about for
Men seem to be attracted towards a color red. It's a bright color. It is a color of passion. There have been research studies to actually support that statement, that men are attracted to the color red. But when I'm talking about red, you want solid red. You want the pop of color. You don't want stripes and prints. It really is a solid red.
Okay. All right. That's a good one.
Okay.
All right. So it's going to be a lot of stuff going on this weekend. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Anything special? Anybody should think about going out to Valentine's? To the bar.
Or if you're in a crowd where you'll be mingling, or if you're going out with somebody new.
Right.
Anything that you should be aware of.
What you want to relax. You want to be yourself. A lot of times people feel like they have to put on this show to get someone's attention. No. You have to be yourself, because after that honeymoon period phases down, guess what? That's all you got is yourself.
And you want to attract somebody that likes you for
who you are, not
because
for
you
this
can only
image of what they want.
It's like, what is Steve Harvey says, for the first couple of months you're meeting somebody's representative. Eventually the representative is going to go away and you're going to get the real McCoy.
That's right, you're solo then. And then what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you can contact Blanca on her website, truthblazer.com. Her number is there on the screen. She's all over social media. Follow her, people. Blanca Cobb, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, FeedBurner, you name it. She's on it. Log on to WBTV.com if you're scrambling for a pen right now. Be sure to check the Web Extra section under the Home tab. Blanca, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me.
See, that wasn't too bad,
No,
was
and
it,
you ladies both look amazing. Red, blue, you're just, I'm learning a lot. So.
Smooth talker.
He is a smooth talker. It'll get him somewhere.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back with Sound Off right after this.
See you.